Yo, yo, welcome to Fifth at Night. I got my peoples here today. More will be on the way, but we got a real dope show for tonight. Today's topic we're tackling: are men intimidated by women or just not interested? So we're gonna bring everybody up, all right? Zacchaeus.
Hey, what's good, man? What's good? What's good? Oh yeah, yeah. Love the intro. I love the intro. I gotta say that. I love the intro.
My man Ron, what's good, brother?
What's up, my boy? How y'all doing? What's up? Nice to see you again.
He's back.
Yes, sir.
My brother Brianda, he'll be up here in a minute. All right. We got the ladies will be here in a second, man. We're gonna give them some time.
The intro was dope, bro.
I love the intro. Oh my
I was
God.
vibing, yeah.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, that's what it's upgraded. You know what I mean?
I was freestyling to the beat.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah, boy.
Notes and they got the beat. The instrumentals is crazy. Yeah.
That's the new countdown specifically for this show, man. I had to do something special for this show. This show is the major leagues, man. That's what I consider this show, man.
I feel it,
you
bro.
know, so we gotta have that dope presentation. Brother, I'm glad to have you here, man. I know our schedules sometimes don't mix, but you know what? I'm glad you're here, Ron. I'm glad you're here, man. Shout out to you,
man. Thank you for having me again.
Of course, man. This brother was on our podcast, so I gotta put him on the new joint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fifth at Night, yes.
There we
go.
go.
Fifth at Night.
So there's a segment I like to call this the I don't really have a name for it, but it's kind of like an appetizer before you get to the full meal.
Yeah.
Shout outs to Mila. Mila will be here in a second. Mila actually wanted to talk about something.
Yeah.
Before we got into the main topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to make sure I designated that for her. So I'm gonna have to kind of like wait it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, you know, she's supposed to be here. I got two other ladies coming. Hopefully they get here. They said they're gonna be a little after.
Oh, okay.
A little after, you know, because they got stuff going on. So shout out to them. But everything is set up for them. So definitely good to go. Ron, man, how you doing, man? How's your weekend been, man?
Man, it's been good, man. I was in Dallas for the weekend with a couple friends, so
yeah,
that was pretty cool. Just experience Dallas. I mean, that was my third time going, but you know, each time I go, it's always something different. You know, I always get to see some of my homies that I didn't get to see before, so that was fun.
Yeah, man, that's always a good thing, man.
Yeah.
So, man, today, man, the topic is: are men intimidated by women or just not interested? I have some I got some clips to react to. You know, there's going to be a lot of things that, you know, that we're going to touch on. And for those who are watching the stream, like, share, comment, and subscribe. You know, let people know, you know, what the deal is. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, I'm real thankful and appreciative to everybody who supports the show. The show just started. You know, this is episode 4.
This is episode 4, yeah.
You know, it just started April 13th. Right, Zacchaeus?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a little after, yeah.
It was the 13th. I remember now. 13th, but yeah. So, you know, everything's just getting going and
the momentum is growing. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, man. And what I like to share is to let people know, hey man, I let the show be like an open invitation for people who want to jump on. I can only have 10 people on screen at a time. So everybody won't be able to get on if it's more than that. But, you know, for those who want to share their opinions on the topic, don't mind being on YouTube, being YouTube friendly. You know what I mean? It's good to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, Ron,
Can y'all hear me, Fifth?
Yeah, Beyond, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm not. I can't do the camera right now. I'll probably do it later. But I'm here though. I'm present.
It's all good though. Shout outs to you, brother. I'm glad you're here, man.
Hey, Beyond, what's good, brother?
Yeah. So Ron, you on the phone, right? Using the phone to get on?
Yeah, I got the phone.
If you turn it sideways, it should go widescreen.
Word. Okay. Oh snap!
There you go.
Yeah, I'm getting old, bro. That's nuts.
Yeah, I kind of I didn't know that either at one time, and I was like, wait a minute, I could turn it sideways because when I record on YouTube, I'm like, how do you use your phone to record on YouTube? And I have the and then there's like, no, turn it sideways. I was like, oh, snap.
Okay, I see.
Big screen to get the full screen. Yeah,
that's much better.
Much better. Yeah.
Sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, brother.
So.
Yeah.
So just to kind of launch this, man. As men, what are your opinions, man? Because I know you hear this all the time, whether it be online, whether it be, in person when you interact with women. Women will say, he's intimidated by me. And, they never really give a full context on what they're saying the man is intimidated by. A lot of things are just, to me, projection, right?
Okay.
So I think what happens is they will project, oh, he's intimidated, but they're not looking at the things that would repel a man, you know? And so they'll say stuff like, I'm a strong woman, whatever that means. They'll say, oh, because I make more money, or I do this, I do that. They always tie it to lifestyle, but they never really tie it to overall character.
Yeah.
So what is it that you think, it's meant when the question comes up, are men intimidated by women? Or is it, it really, to me, it's a lot of times the man is just not interested in that woman, but it doesn't mean because he's not interested in the woman that he's intimidated. What do y'all think? Whoever want to go first. Go ahead, Ron.
I mean, honestly, I think some men, being that social media is like a heavy influence on how people think, some men get online and they see the conversation over and over again with women saying how, 100K, 6'3" plus, and men hear that over and over again. So sometimes men can automatically think, that's what most women want. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times when men actually start having conversations with women, they say those things. So some men are intimidated, or like you said, in some cases that can turn a man off. So I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah. Zacchaeus, what you think, man?
I think because of society and the influence of like about Peter Becker, what he said, social media has a big influence, but also what they see and what they hear.
Yeah.
On like TikTok, or what they hear on like Facebook or Instagram. They hear about women, oh, that man gotta make 50. You hear like, oh, he gotta make 50K. Remember months ago, this woman, this sister, she was a kind of chunky sister, light-skinned sister, saying that you gotta make 50. If you make 50K, you can't date if you make 50K. So all that kind of talk, it kind of intimidates a guy to be like, nah, I don't know about this because I gotta have bags of money in order to date. And they just forget about the character and they focus on, well, how can I afford her? Because they look at expenses. Gas is up now. Groceries are up now.
Yeah.
So it was a decision. Should I pay my rent or should I take this shorty out and spend all my money and take this beautiful shorty out on a date? So it's like it's like a decision, a hard decision that you should make, and because you're trying to remember, first impressions mean a lot, and because of society, everything seems to be emphasis on the money.
Yeah,
everything seems to be emphasis on like, well, I ain't got this. Forget about character. Character is like
that's out the window. Yeah,
it's out the window now. It's not even. It's like I think in the 90s, early 2000s, 90s, and back. And they focus on, well, what kind of car you're driving, or focus on, well, how much money you're making, and how could I be secured with you? And they look, and so men, right? In order for men, when men with standards, they rather be like, you know what? Maybe I should just not date and just keep my peace, be too according to myself. So that's kind of it pushes them off from dating. So yes, it is intimidating when you hear these women talking about, well, dang, in order for you to go out with me, can you pay for my nails and hair?
Yep.
You. How was you paying for it before?
Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
For sure.
Come on, man. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is, man. Like I said, a lot of men
Yeah.
experience that. When I was single, I experienced that too, so I can understand how it can affect a man's mental.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beyonda, you hear us? Okay, he said that he's probably busy, but yeah, man. So I mentioned projection, right? I'm not gonna discount the fact that there may be some men who are actually intimidated or whatever, but that's more of a them problem. But if you're someone as a woman who is someone who's not a nice person, you're braggadocio about the things that you accomplish, you come off someone who's ungrateful, those are not attractive traits.
Yeah.
And so we can't, they can't now say, oh, well, he's intimidated by my presence. But if your presence is sour, then not only is it that the man that you want to pursue you or is pursuing you is turned off by you, but you know who else may be turned off by your presence? Your friends and your family. I mean that's gotta have some validity, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
Let's see. My man said he can't hear us. He need to refresh. Yeah, there you go. Go ahead and refresh, brother, and then come back in. But yeah, man, it's tough, man. It's tough. So he'll be back. But let me get into something, man. I know y'all. I'm gonna have to just wait till I'm gonna just have to play this because it's stalling my show. So Mila wanted to talk about the whole Klay Thompson Megan thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I got a clip that I want to play because to me, there's just so many things that are tangible that really don't add up, right? The things that are intangible are the things that are going to be priceless. You know what I'm saying? The things that you stand for, your character, your behavior, how you are with strangers. You know what I'm saying? And especially celebrities. Celebrities have a lot of them have a God complex. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You should be worshiping me.
Yeah.
I shouldn't be serving you. You know what I'm saying? And so that causes a lot of ill effects. You know what I mean? So, Beyonda, can you hear us now?
Yes.
All right. Hey, Beyonda, do you have the StreamYard app on your phone?
I do not have that app on my phone, no.
Okay. When Mila was having connectivity issues through the web browser, she downloaded the StreamYard app.
Okay, I'm gonna try to do that and then join through that. All right, I'll be back.
Yeah, no problem. All right, so let me go ahead, man. Play this, man, because this don't make any sense.
Yeah.
I might have to wait till she get back. That's another thing, right? Real quick. So I think what needs to be said is this. When somebody comes on the internet, because we know Megan got on, as soon as they broke up, she went on the internet, tried to expose Klay, right? But the thing is this. You can't just, and I'm going to read RCB's comment, right? As a matter of fact, let me read his comment right now. RCB says, because y'all were talking about intimidation, right? He says they're delusional regarding what they believe strength and intimidation is. They're stuck on the notion that material possessions, money, degrees, high-paying career, or the benchmarks. Yo.
Yeah.
Man, let me.
Yeah.
Hey, I did not plan that. That's going to be a perfect segue about what I'm about to play. Because I know this is about Intimidated, and I know it's not about Megan and Clay, but for some reason, this may connect.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and play this clip, man, because y'all gonna see the direction that this went. You know what I'm saying? So here we are. So y'all familiar with Sherry Shepherd?
Oh yeah.
All right. Jamie Foxx show. Remember the Jamie Foxx show back in the day? Yeah. So she's a comedian at heart, but her career has definitely elevated in many ways. Beyond, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here now. I hear everything now. Really good.
All right, good. I got a reaction clip I want y'all to see, man. This is what Mila wanted to talk about before we got into the main topic, but I don't know where she is. So let me go ahead and play this.
Megan Thee Stallion's breakup with her boyfriend. Yep. Megan broke up with NBA star Klay Thompson. And like all young people, she posted about it on Instagram. And according to Megan, Klay cheated on her. And Megan says trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. Good for you, girl. Good for you, Megan. I gotta tell you, I applaud Megan for standing on business. But here's the part that has me and all my girlfriends just shook. Because if a man can cheat on Megan Thee Stallion, what hope do the rest of us have? Megan is gorgeous. She's funny. She's successful. She can cook. And as the kids say, her body is tea. Yes. And not the regular tea, but the expensive tea. The tea you gotta steep for 20 minutes. And Megan is limber. She can drop down into a squat, come back up, drop again, no warm up. Oh, and let's not forget, and her booty, it moves like water. If you listen to Megan's booty closely enough, you can hear the ocean. I'm sad for them because I really like them as a couple. She seemed really close with his parents. She even made Thanksgiving dinner for them. And I'm mad at Klay. So you had me carving the turkey, but you carving out time for other women? I'm over here learning your grandmother's recipe, but you out here sampling other people's dishes? I'm here with your family tossing the salad, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Now, Megan's got to break up with the whole family. Meanwhile, he's the one that cheated. And now all of us, we are hurting, all right? This felt like it was all of our relationship. We were all invested in this. Now, women everywhere are spiraling right now because Klay seemed like he was the one for her. We all side-eyeing our men like, yeah, so what you got going on? Klay has all men on punishment right now because I'm saying, if it can happen to Megan and her stallion booty, it can happen to any of us. So Megan, keep your head up because there are plenty of fish in the sea and there's plenty of balls on the court.
That was funny. That was stupid.
Man.
Beyonda, if you want a response, you go ahead, Beyonda.
That was stupid. I'm gonna go ahead and say this. The problem with her posting on social media, first of all, we don't even know the whole story. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is, I feel like, I think that part of the reason why she posted is because she wanted to be first. See, when you post on social media first, that is the method that everyone uses now. It's not about telling the truth. It's about being first. You know what I mean? Like if you're first, if you display information first, people are gonna go with that, no matter if it's true or not.
Speak on it.
So we don't know the whole story, and also to that, why are you posting your personal business online? Because what if, let's say, for example, that Klay did cheat, right? If he wanted to reconcile and work things out, Now you don't want to anymore because you went on social media and you want to expose him and make him a bad guy. Well, now you don't. Maybe he wanted to amend things, but her posting on social media kind of ruined that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like my thought process on it, because like I feel like everyone has a life, and not everyone's entitled. Like whenever you post on social media, you make your business everyone's business.
Yeah.
Everyone is now involved in your personal life now because you want to bring us into it. So people are going to be commenting on your post, good, bad, or ugly. So that's her fault for doing that. They should have kept it private, kept it under wraps, and they could have worked it out. But now they're broken up. And Clay Thompson could have wanted to continue doing things, but because she wanted to be petty, now it's over. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually a perfect point. I mean, anybody else want to respond? Well, let me say this before y'all respond. All of the things that Sherry mentioned, and I got to keep in mind, she's a comedian at heart, right?
Yeah.
So she may not have been 100% serious, but let's just take some of the things she says serious, right?
It's not funny. I know that.
Hey, don't win all the time, right?
That's facts.
Megan and RCB, I'm gonna read your comments in a second, brother. I see you. All of the things that Sherry mentioned about what Megan may have or may have displayed publicly for Clay, none of those things keep a man. They're not guaranteed
At all.
What you think, Ron?
No, I agree, man. Everything she named was like superficial. Like, that's what she thinks. Like, how many successful women are out there with bodies and smart. I mean, we don't know how she treats him. We don't know any of that. We're just going off of what she said. Now, I will say this: no one deserves to get cheated on. But like my boy said, we don't know the story. She said something. Clay ain't said nothing. From what we see, he's on a boat jigging. Like, so it's we don't know anything. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, no one knows nothing. But only Megan posted. But yeah, that lady, man, she just named a bunch of like superficial stuff. Like that does, like you said, doesn't keep a man. And plus, this man's a millionaire, 6'7", young, in his prime. Like he could, I mean, to be honest, he could pretty much probably get any woman he want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I didn't really understand her take, to be honest. I get it, she trying to uplift women and all that. I get it, but yeah, it wasn't. It was a flop.
Yeah, Zacchaeus, man, what you think, man? We talked about this. We talked about this on the podcast, but this part I didn't play. But go ahead.
What gets me kind of crazy about the whole thing? She said that all the women is crying for Megan, like we all, yeah, like her breaking up with Clay Thompson is like it's gonna affect their lives dramatically in a major way. And I've seen women on TikTok coming on there saying, "Oh," and one woman even cried. And I'm like saying to myself, "How is this gonna affect your life?" Remember, and there was a protest. They had a protest talking about men cheat, cheat. No, women cheat on your men day. Women cheat on your men day in support of Megan Thee Stallion. I had to run my bald head for a second. I'm like, of all things in the world to talk about and to even think about, OMG, you mean to tell me that was a protest? Excuse you? And so when I hear Sherry Shepherd talking about, well, we all cry, we all do, we all support you, Megan, and we all cry and everything like that. Yeah, but remember, there's always two sides to a story. And the one person did not say that, she came out and she put the business out there, the dirty laundry out there. And the other side, which is Clay Thomas, did not say anything, kept silent on a boat. I see him on some kind of boat, little nice, enjoying time, breeze, talking about other things. Didn't mention Megan too much at all. So
yeah,
it just, and when I hear women talking about, well, yeah, let's cheat on our men for Megan.
Crazy, toxic.
I want to add on to that as well. It's like I
What are
don't
we?
like how
What are we doing as a society?
Going backwards.
Yeah, I don't
God.
like how like the comedian was naming these surface level things or her body, she, all
Exactly.
this stuff. It's
Yeah.
like that has nothing to do with her character though.
At all.
Nothing. I'm not saying that what Clay did was right, if he even did it. All I'm saying is that like they always try to bring up like the body and she's successful, she's famous, but no one cares about that though. How was she behind closed doors? Was she
Exactly.
pleasant? Was she nice? Was she actually a good woman to we don't know these things because like I said, it was all about her posting it on social media first because it robbed Clay of telling us side of the story first. So whatever Clay says now, no one's gonna believe him.
Yeah.
Because her tactic was, let me go ahead and post this on social media now, so that way I can get the entire world behind my back. So that way, if Clay does post and try to, whatever, no one's gonna believe him. That was, I think, in my opinion, I don't know Megan something like that, but like I don't. Her track record is kind of iffy. Let's be honest. You're talking about WAP and all these like toxic things or whatever. It's like she's not. Is she a role model to women? I don't think so.
At all.
Let's be honest. Like, is she the
Time out.
ideal woman?
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Beyonce, you just made me take my glasses off.
Mila. Now you know better. Let our brother land. You know Mila. Come on, that's our brother.
I'm sorry.
She came in.
But
I'm so sorry.
Is she the arbiter of how women should act? Probably not. Okay, so I'm not surprised by like the outcome of this, if I'm being honest. So, to me, it's like it wasn't gonna last anyway because I feel like Clay was in it for a certain season. Oh, I really don't think Clay was taking her serious. Let's be honest. I think it was a little season of him having fun and they having fun, whatever, blah blah blah. And it's funny because like if we're comparing accolades, not that we should because they're human beings at the end of the day. Clay Thompson is a 4-time NBA champion, Hall of Famer. I mean, if anyone's out of anyone's league, it's Clay. Clay's out of her league. If everyone's like, oh, Megan Stallions out of her league. No, Clay is out of her league. Clay is in a different league of his own.
Boy, they're gonna hate you for that, man.
I don't care.
They fist balled up right now.
No, I don't care.
Hey, Mila. Now that you're here,
I'm still here because I got. Hey, now
all right, I'm gonna have to get you on.
This was my topic, and I started.
Mila.
Wait, I didn't hear anything because it cut out.
Because Mila cut out. Dang, I wanted to hear her. Mila, you there?
I gotta refinish.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, you good? You there? Your audio is cutting out, Mila.
No, it's breaking up real bad.
It is. You want to refresh and come back? Would that fix it?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave and come back. I got something to say beyond.
Okay, well, hold that thought because there's a video I need you to see that you missed, okay?
All right.
All right.
Okay, but what I don't get though, what did I say that was bad? That's what I want to know.
Well, she didn't hear all of it. That's probably why. But go ahead, Ron.
Most women are going to get mad at you because you remember we live in this. A lot of these women now, I guess called feminists, they don't care. Women can't do no wrong. You can, like you said, you didn't say nothing wrong, but to them, you hate women and you're controlling and they're gonna say all this stuff. End of the day, I agree with you, bro. If you listen to most of her songs, they're very sexual. She emphasizes her booty all the time. That's when you think of Megan Thee Stallion, you think of booty, bro. I'm just being honest. Like you just think of body, what she can do, her talents in the bedroom, and all that stuff. She'd be like, that's what that's what she puts out. And,
Remember the hot
wanna
girl
see
summer?
what's up.
Remember the hot girl summer? Yeah.
Men want to see.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm back now.
All
So,
right. Mila,
I just want to say, Megan never thought she was bigger than the program. All right. She already said that Clay was out of her league. She said that he's the one that put her into, you know, the NBA era because that's not what she was looking for. If you was a Meg fan, you would know that. Don't be coming at my girl like that, okay? She
Mila.
admitted that already.
Well, that
Mila.
wasn't my biggest point. I don't
Okay.
think. My biggest point was that
No, I
the
get it. But
comedian,
I'm just
the
saying,
comedian
don't
was
be
saying,
saying.
I got you. The comedian was
No,
saying all these
play
things
the
about like
video,
her
Phil,
body
if
being
you
T
need
and
to.
whatnot.
Hey Mila, what kind of phone are
That
you
don't hold a
on?
man.
What kind of phone are you on?
I got my
Is
Android.
it's
I don't
an
know my
Android?
computer. Or do I? Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying it unfortunately, but I think you might be having a slight delay. So let me play this clip, okay? Let me play this clip.
All right.
Your friend is in the comments, but she's not on the panel. Just to let you know.
Yeah, she said she didn't get the email to join.
She said she didn't get the email?
Yeah.
Let me see. Her email is coming from Fifth General TV, so I had emailed her.
Yeah. So her name is Ren. So you can tell her in the comments to check her email and tell her where it's coming from. It's still delayed.
Not sure. Let me see. Let me check the email here. But let me play this clip while I'm doing that. My bad.
Megan Thee Stallion's breakup with her boyfriend. Yep. Megan broke up with NBA star Klay Thompson. And like all young people, she posted about it on Instagram. And according to Megan, Klay cheated on her. And Megan says trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. Good for you, girl. Good for you, Megan. I gotta tell you, I applaud Megan for standing on business. But here's the part that has me and all my girlfriends just shook. Because if a man can cheat on Megan Thee Stallion, what hope do the rest of us have? Megan is gorgeous. She's funny. She's successful. She can cook. And as the kids say, her body is tea. Yes. And not the regular tea, but the expensive tea. The tea you gotta steep for 20 minutes. And Megan is limber. She can drop down into a squat, come back up, drop again, no warm up. Oh, and let's not forget, and her booty, it moves like water. If you listen to Megan's booty closely enough, you can hear the ocean. I'm sad for them because I really like them as a couple. She seemed really close with his parents. She even made Thanksgiving dinner for them. And I'm mad at Klay. So you had me carving the turkey, but you carving out time for other women? I'm over here learning your grandmother's recipe, but you out here sampling other people's dishes? I'm here with your family tossing the salad, but y'all get the point. Y'all get the point. Now, Megan's got to break up with the whole family. Meanwhile, he's the one that cheated. And now all of us, we are hurting, all right? This felt like it was all of our relationship. We were all invested in this. Now, women everywhere are spiraling right now because Klay seemed like he was the one for her. We all side-eyeing our men like, yeah, so what you got going on? Klay has all men on punishment right now because I'm saying, if it can happen to Megan and her stallion booty, it can happen to any of us. So Megan, keep your head up because there are plenty of fish in the sea and there's plenty of balls on the court.
You go ahead, Milo. Your response.
I don't like that. I don't like that at all because had they not brought their relationship to social media, they probably would have lasted. I don't believe that he cheated on her. He probably glanced or looked a little too long, but I don't believe he cheated on her. Okay, I'm just gonna say that and leave it where it's at. 'Cause if you know how far this can go. They were always together. When do you find time to cheat? When you always under somebody 24/7?
We don't know that though.
But how do you not know it? They make 5-10 minute videos all the time. Every time she go live, he there.
24 hours in the day, 5-minute video.
Man, this girl stay on TikTok all day, and that man is walking back and forth, or he's playing, or he's at practice. He ain't doing nothing. I don't believe he cheated on her.
Can I add this in here, Mila?
Yeah,
Mila,
go ahead.
Mila, how many men in her? I mean, there's men who are mentioned in her public relationships, right? But how many men was she this public with? I mean, like this public with?
Just him.
Yeah. Because I don't remember all these videos when she was with Partinson. There was some.
Right? It was more photos than videos.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I don't believe that he cheated on her. Okay, a look or two, maybe. I'll look with you. Sheesh, hold it. A glance, a stare. Men are obligated to look wherever they want. They have eyes. I don't. Okay, I am a Meg fan. This is my topic. Well, yes, I asked him to do this topic. And I'm not saying that he did or that they didn't go through anything in the past, but I don't believe they broke up because of cheating reasons. Well, because just like I always say, some men are insecure, women are insecure too when they see you looking at other women.
So her exact quote was, "You got cold feet and you don't know if you want to be monogamous." Now, Mila, when you hear the words that someone got cold feet, what do you instantly think?
They don't want to go through with whatever it is they regret what they doing.
Go further than that.
It's too public, too fast.
Go even further than that. When someone says cold feet, what else does that mean?
Majority of the time, the people that I be around, they don't use the term cold feet unless they're getting married.
There you go.
So if he was going to engage, if they were going to get engaged and go ahead, you can't run a man as a woman. It's never going to work. I don't care what any female has to say. You can never rush a man into marriage. If he pull back and say, "No, I'm not ready," let that man tell you he's not ready. At least he's being honest. You don't blame him for cheating, and that's not the case.
Yeah. Well, I have a response clip. Right?
Yep.
Let's hear the other side of this.
Megan Thee Stallion. You are a stallion. She is going on about Klay Thompson. When I heard about them together, what did I do? Bravo! Why is she telling his business? As y'all would say, spilling the tea. I'm not saying whatever she felt was wrong. I don't know what happened in their relationship. Don't want to know. Ain't none of my damn business. Ain't none of y'all's either. But Megan Thee Stallion made it so. I've made the decision to end my relationship. See, that's where I want the ladies to listen. Could it be that you wasn't handling business? Could it be that you got comfortable? Could it be that complacency kicked in? Monotony and normalcy kicked in? Klay Thompson looked really, really happy a few months ago. What happened, Megan? Did the stallion depart from Megan? Just ask. All of us are flawed in the eyes of the good Lord above. None of us perfect. None of us are perfect. Somebody had to stand up and speak on behalf of the men. Okay? Somebody. I think Klay will be fine.
I love Stephen A. Smith, man. Oh my gosh, it's funny.
Yo, let me get your response to that, man.
Yo, I watched that video the other day, so I already know what he's going to say. But yeah, to his point, it's like you can't. People have to understand that like these people, they're not above us. They're like us, and so like they're humans, so they have lives, families. So it's better to keep it private. Now, is being famous like a double-edged sword? Yes, because in some sense you're kind of like giving that up. But there are so many people that like we see online, actors like Denzel, Cillian Murphy. We don't know anything about them because they're private, and they keep it that way. Their marriages, their friendships. You don't know who they are outside of them acting. You know what I mean? So like, it's not that hard to like keep it private enough to where the entire world isn't in your business. Nor are we we're not owed that anyway because that's not our business. You know. And like I said before, I'm going to double down on it. It's like, listen, you practice in life, get good at what you practice at, including BS. So Meg Thee Stallion is good at posting on social media and whatnot. We don't know if she's telling us or not about the cheating part. You know, yeah, no idea.
Yeah. Let me get people to this is YouTube, so I do need more people to put that camera on because otherwise YouTube is not going to push this show. It's not like TikTok. There we go. There we go. We got a newcomer. Hello, Ren.
Hi, how are you?
Hey. Mila introduced me to you. She said that, you would like to have, a take on what we're talking about today, our main topic. And welcome to the panel.
Thank you.
So to bring you in the conversation, how much of the show did you hear? Because I did see you in the comments.
I came in, I guess like right when it started.
Okay, so you were able to hear our conversation about Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson, right, and people's opinions on it?
Yes.
Okay. What's your overall opinion on just how this breakup has been publicized and just the male and female dynamics of the two of them and how it correlates to normal everyday people? Because Sherry said something in a comical way, but she may have a point to how some women may be reacting. She said that
I believe she did it in a funny way, but at the same time, she was sexualizing her.
Yeah.
And so,
okay.
I don't think that was right.
Yeah.
But I know she did it in a joking way. But at the end of the day, we are all human. We all have feelings. And just because you have a nice body doesn't mean that you're excluded from getting cheated on.
Okay. She mentioned that women all around, obviously she doesn't fully mean it, that are looking at their man sideways too. Why would a celebrity relationship cause internal strife with normal everyday people? What's your opinion on that?
I don't think it should. That's their business.
You got that right.
That's their business. Like, they're not worried about who we are and what we're doing.
Mm-mm.
Like, yeah, so it's our business is our business, is their business is theirs.
Yeah, I think a lot of times we accidentally live vicariously through celebrities, and we got to stop doing that.
Definitely.
Because that's celebrity worship, you know?
Idolatry. Yeah, people try to put themselves into celebrities' lives, and that's not reality.
Yeah. Wow.
Is it okay, Fifth, if I respond to the?
Say it again. You audio went out.
I said, is it cool if I respond to the prompt? I don't know if you asked me that earlier. I don't know if I answered that.
Let me read a comment real quick. My bad, y'all. Let me read this comment real quick to kind of go back to the prompt, because we're going to get to the main topic of the show, because I think we touched on it enough. So the brother RCB. So let me do this. Let me play the clip. Let's get into the main topic because we spent too much time talking on this. So we're going to get into the main topic. We're going to get into what this is really about. So the topic is, are men intimidated by women or just uninterested? So we're going to get to what's really good with this, okay? So let me play this first clip. It may be a little triggering. It may be, but we're all adults here. We're just having a conversation. All right. So Mila says she'll be back in 13 minutes. All right. So, all right. Let me go ahead and play this, y'all.
Most men are not necessarily intimidated by that, but again, they want a feminine woman.
They're intimidated all day. All day. I think it takes a strong man to be able to handle a strong woman. And I'm not speaking out of my mouth or out of my ass. I'm speaking this from knowledge. It takes a strong man with a strong mind, a strong will to be able to handle a strong woman. And a lot of times men egos, they're fragile. I think men are some of the most fragile creatures ever that have ever existed. And a lot of men cannot handle a strong woman. And again, it goes back to what Nicole said. I feel like for women, it'll take the right person. It has to be the right person to be able to provide you and feed you with what you need to be able to operate in your femininity.
Beyonda?
No. I don't think she was right in the slightest. She's technically not wrong about men being fragile. There are a lot of brothers in jail for being fragile, you know, like they can't handle their anger a lot, which is I think it's that is fragile to a degree. But I keep fifth, you've heard me talk about this many times. I don't want to handle a woman. What does that handle? What does that mean? Like, I gotta handle, taxes. I gotta handle hardships. I don't want to be able to handle a woman. At that point, you sound like an animal. I gotta handle you or something like that. Like I gotta bring like a net, a whip or something, and a tranquilizer. I don't want to have to do that. It shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be that hard. So I'm not gonna contend with that. It's not really so much I can't handle that. I just don't want to deal with that. Because men like peace. So if you're bringing all this energy and you're masculine and you can't handle me, then cool. I'm not gonna handle you. I'm gonna just go somewhere else. It's common sense to me.
RCB says you handle luggage in situations, not a human being.
Exactly, luggage. These weights. I go to the gym. Like how to exactly.
Now, Ren, you're the only lady on the panel at the moment. Mia Cat's doing something, but I need her perspective so bad because I need to hear this wisdom from her. But
yeah, because I'm young. I'm young, but I'm old. I'm 37. And I've dated men and women, so I get what she's saying, but I also don't like it. Men's egos may be fragile in certain situations. Like I've dated men where I don't want to sound bad, but I've kind of like emasculated them off the strength of, if you can't show me that you can lead me or I can trust that you're going to lead me in the right direction, I'm going to treat you a certain way. I'm not going to belittle you, but I'm definitely not going to treat you as if you're the one to lead me. You're going to lead me astray, yeah, but to lead me in the right direction, I'm not doing it. I'm not going.
So, Ren, I don't want to assume I know what you mean by that. So, can you unpack for me, what does that look like?
I've had situations where men have said like, oh, you're very masculine, or you you act like a man. And it's like, I don't, but I've taken care of myself. And if you can't show me that you're able, not financially, but if you can't show me that you're able to take care of me and show up for me in a way that I feel as though, because I have a father, I was raised by my father was in my life. So I know what it's like to be taken care of properly and to be looked after and things of that nature. So if you can't show up for me in a way, and I feel like you have feminine tendencies off the strength of we're having a conversation and you shut down, and I say, hey, let's talk about it, let's figure it out, and you want to, oh no, I'm just gonna, and you walk out, I don't like it. So I've treated, I don't want to say the word, but I've treated men a little less than if they can't show up for me in a way that I feel like a man should.
Okay. Does anybody else have anything to respond to that?
Only thing I would say is when she said she started treating them differently, like, did you stay around to try to like see if they could change? And then that's why you kind of started treating them different because they wasn't changing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you
like I'm
leave?
willing to put in the work. I'm willing to stay. I'm willing to work. I'll probably stay longer sometimes than I should.
Okay.
So yeah, I do stay. I do try to work it out. But if it doesn't, I just leave. I do have a conversation with you before I leave, but I do try to work it out first. Yes.
Gotcha.
All right. Let's just go back to the since nobody really has a lot to say there. So the video was about, she said at the end, operating in her femininity, right? Is a woman not feminine naturally? Because Zacchaeus, you're muted. You're muted.
Okay.
You peep what she said at the end, right? She talked about, I'm talking about the video, not Ren. In the video, the woman, let me play it again. Because I know it's quick.
Most men are not necessarily intimidated by that, but again, they want a feminine woman.
They're intimidated all day. All day. I think it takes a strong man to be able to handle a strong woman. And I'm not speaking out of my mouth or out of my ass. I'm speaking this from knowledge. It takes a strong man with a strong mind, a strong will to be able to handle a strong woman. And a lot of times men, egos, they're fragile. I think men are some of the most fragile creatures ever that have ever existed. And a lot of men cannot handle a strong woman. And again, it goes back to what Nicole said. I feel like for women, it'll take the right person. It has to be the right person to be able to provide you and feed you with what you need to be able to operate in your femininity.
I got a question, bro.
Go ahead.
Did she say I'm not speaking this out of my mouth?
Yeah.
Okay. That threw me off. I'm sorry.
She said she's not talking out of her butt. Meaning what she means, she's not talking out the side of her neck.
Yeah,
when
she
says
what
she says. Yeah, she said it twice. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, that's why I was like, you are speaking this out of your mouth.
Yeah.
I understand the butt part. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm petty, but I didn't
No, when she says she talks about like handle a strong woman, because every time I hear people say strong woman, sometimes I believe it's like an attitude or argumentative or dominant, trying to dominate and argumentative and confrontational. And when she said that, I kind of thought about that right away, because I'm like, man, right away, the it's not, in other words, not humble, but just confrontational. argumentative, not even if she's wrong, no accountability for what she say or actions. No, and I strongly believe what RCP say about handle. When she says handle, luggage, pocketbooks, and persons handle, not a human being. No, there's something with there's a compatibility factor, there's an understanding factor, there's a supportive factor, and she's talking about handling. In other words,
Zacchaeus, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but
yeah,
that's not even the main part. At the end, she said that, let me play it one more time. I want you to respond to the end. You know why?
yeah,
Because at nauseum, we talk about the beginning. I want you to respond to the end.
okay.
I'm not trying to cut what you're saying, but brother, I you know how mean you are.
Oh yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I want you to pay attention to what she said at the end.
Yes.
There you go.
Most men are not necessarily intimidated by that, but again, they want a feminine
They're
woman.
intimidated all day. All day. I think it takes a strong man to be able to handle a strong woman. And I'm not speaking out of my mouth or out of my ass. I'm speaking this from knowledge. It takes a strong man with a strong mind, a strong will to be able to handle a woman. And a lot of times men egos, they're fragile. I think men are some of the most fragile creatures ever that have ever existed. And a lot of men cannot handle a strong woman. And again, it goes back to what Nicole said. I feel like for women, it'll take the right person. It has to be the right person to be able to provide you and feed you with what you need to be able to operate in your femininity.
Most men are not necessarily.
So fifth.
I just hope y'all are catching that. I know that's the part y'all are missing. I
It's
want you to
about
catch that
operating
ending.
in your femininity. Operating in your femininity.
That's what I got at the end. Feminicity.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
That sounds like she's conditionally feminine. So that means I can be conditionally masculine. That means on Thursdays I can wear heels. I wear heels on Thursday and a dress on I wear a dress and heels on Thursday because I'm conditionally masculine. I'll do that. If she wants to be conditionally feminine, be a man until she finds the right guy, then what I'm going to do, I'm going to wear a dress, I'm going to get my hair done, my nails done, and wear heels.
It's more of a control aspect I get from that when she says that at the end. More of a control thing that she'll be with somebody, but she has to be in control.
Facts.
Total control.
But I want to say this, and I'm gonna let the ladies respond. I need to hear Meerkat talk. She said that it takes a strong man to handle a strong woman, and followed it by saying you need that because you need someone who's going to feed you the things so that you can operate in your femininity.
Operating your femininity. That part right there. Let's focus on that.
So what I'm hearing is you need to give me things so that I could be the woman that I was born to be. But until then, you are not going to get that side of me. That is going to be measured by whatever she deems is enough. We don't know what that is. Meerkat, were you able to catch that in her rhetoric?
Yeah, I did. She's you can use a strong woman or a strong personality to mask control or mask narcissism or mask your ugly side to keep it from popping out when somebody first meets you. And then as you get comfortable, then the mask comes off and this this thing comes out that you don't want to be around, or you get beat down by it, and it's abusive to a degree. You know, a person with a strong or a big personality. I have a granddaughter, she's 5. She has a big personality. She's loud, she's sassy, when she walks in the room, but there is such a sweet side to her that just, it just all makes up who she is. And I don't want her to change. I like her being confident in who she is, but she has a really tender heart. My sons, I have a son, her dad specifically he's very opinionated, but he said, look, I might be the problem, but I'm not going to change. Either accept me for how I am or not. It's your choice. But he doesn't mean it in a negative way. It's just who he is, and he's not going to change because someone doesn't like how he is, and I don't think nobody should change unless they're abusive or something like that. But her rhetoric of, oh, it takes a strong man to no, sometimes they're too much alike, and that's not going to work either. You're going to have explosions in this relationship, and it's not going to work. But I think you can have a gentle person with a big personality. That doesn't mean they're strong. It doesn't mean they're independent. It just means they have a big personality, and they're outgoing. And some people are not outgoing, and sometimes you need a person who's not outgoing to be a good match for someone who is outgoing. They need to balance each other out, and that's what a relationship is about. You grow together and you balance each other out. But are men intimidated? I think that's the topic of the discussion is, are men intimidated?
Or just not interested?
Or just not interested? It can be either or. It can be either or. I'm an outgoing person. Michael's an outgoing person. I like to talk more than he does. He has a strong personality. He's confident in who he is, and it comes through. We have peace here, and we protect it at all costs. We protect the peace in our house at all costs. So I appreciate who he is. He's a work for yourself kind of person. I'm a corporate person working for corporate. We're both retired now. We get along for the most part. The issues that we'll run into is like when we're rehabbing a house or remodeling the house, ideas how to do things. Otherwise, we work well together. But he has a big personality, and so I'm not so much. I want to stay in the background. I don't want to be in the front. I'll land there.
Yeah, let me read something, and I'm gonna let whoever go hasn't gone yet. So RCB said any woman who exhibits unprovoked nasty attitude is not strong. She's simply too weak and ill-equipped to love and be loved. What does anybody have to say to that?
Well, that's fact. Because I mean, I all I see is when she was talking, all I see is that attitude. Her, and she mentioned femininity. To me, femininity. To me, that's a form of when she said that, it's like, okay, and she just used the word handle me. So in other words, attitude, bad attitude. I'm talking about bad attitude. Controlling. She's overly controlling, and that's what to sum her up and to sum up the end of what she said. That's what I get from her spirit.
I think it's I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I think it's to emasculate him, to take away his masculinity, to make him more like her, to be her yes person. She's wanting a yes man.
Yes, absolutely.
She's wanting to consume that person and create
He's easy going.
Easy going. Let her just do whatever, and they're miserable.
Yep, she's gonna control them. In other words, it's about pleasing her. In other words, it's about pleasing her. It's about accommodating her, pleasing her, and that's why she used the word handle. It's about accommodating her and pleasing her, making sure that she comes first. Forget about him, and that's what she say. You're strong. That's where she used the word strong.
Yeah.
A personal assistant.
Yes, exactly. Yes, like you said, the yes man.
Yeah. I have no respect for that, but anyway.
Yeah. And then you pay attention to how, like you said, her mannerisms. You could tell she had a little nasty attitude, and then she cut him off. When he started to talk, she cut him off completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. I'm like, dang, you didn't let him finish. You can tell she's showing who she is right there. You can tell that woman is tough. She's gonna be hard to deal with. You know what I'm saying? So maybe her experience with men and how she is, that's why she feels that way. A lot of men probably turned away from her and she's like, oh, y'all just weak. Y'all, yeah, it ain't that, man. She didn't come off no type of nice to me. And we all see that. We all felt the same thing. So
attitude. Rude attitude. Yeah.
It's very unfortunate because, she could be a good wife to somebody, if she were to just be a woman. But because of that exterior, it's going to turn men off.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They're not gonna put up with that. They're going to put up with someone who's a little bit more easygoing, and more like receptive to like a conversation than attitude. I don't want attitude, I don't want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me oh, Ren, did you have anything to say again? I'm sorry. No? Okay. Let me go into the next clip because I gotta move this along. This is kind of like a follow-up to that, right? But just with a different perspective, with a similar perspective. So let me go ahead and play this. See what y'all think about this.
Most men that have their lives in order, financially, mentally, all of these here things, they're not intimidated by a woman's money. Because most times when a woman say a man is intimidated, she mentions material things.
Yep.
She
And it's
mentions
usually her energy or her
house,
attitude
and
that's
her
really the
car.
problem.
It's not that we're intimidated by them, we're turned off.
You're turned
by
off.
the attitude that typically comes with the boss babe, boss chick, I don't need a man.
Can I offer
attitude.
a different opinion real quick?
That's what it is more than intimidation.
While I do believe that may represent a large portion, I think there's the other side of it. I think some men are, in fact, I don't know if we want to use the word intimidate, but repelled because all they offer is money. So if all you offer is money
and I already have it,
and you already
what
have
else?
it, then now you don't have the necessary things to keep her.
But let's add why.
Yeah.
Let's add why.
All right, I know that was quick. Y'all was able to check what he was saying, right?
Yeah.
He's right. Are they right? It's a turn off. It's like a mosquito repellent. It's they don't want to swat those flies,
Yeah. Hey, let me ask y'all, man, are y'all having like connectivity issues today?
I was.
Is it StreamYard? Is it just what's going on? Because there's been a lot of like
I didn't come through on the app.
Yeah, because Mila's been coming in, going out. She says she's having issues with.
I had to download the app to.
It's raining where we are, though.
Okay, that can have something to do with
it's storming where we are.
Yeah, Ron, you good, man? Because it's been going in and out for y'all.
Yeah, it started off pretty good, and then the sound will like go away. But I can hear like you, but it's like everything else goes away, and then I have to.
Are you getting phone calls and text messages?
Nah.
I don't know what's going on. I'm on my computer. I mean, because as the host, I gotta have this definitely right. But I'm on my Mac, man. I don't. I'm just trying to make sure what's going on with the stream because this is probably the most issues with connectivity that I've ever had since this show has started. So. I'm thinking maybe it's something on StreamYards, and I don't know.
I think it's StreamYard, bro. Because like I said, connection's pretty strong where I'm at.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Starlink, so no, we don't. We have Spectrum. Sorry.
Yeah. I just want to make sure. All right. Ron, you was able to see the video, right?
Yeah, I seen some of it, but like I said, some of it cut out. But I did hear him.
I'm gonna play it again. Play it again because it's a short.
Most men that have their lives in order, financially, mentally, all of these here things, they're not intimidated by a woman's money. Because most times when a woman say a man is intimidated, she mentions material things.
Yep.
She
And it's
mentions
usually her energy or her
house,
attitude
and
that's
her
really the
car.
problem.
It's not that we're intimidated by them, we're turned off.
You're turned
by
off.
the attitude that typically comes with the boss babe, boss chick, I don't need a man.
Can I offer
attitude.
a different opinion real quick?
That's what it is more than intimidation.
While I do believe that may represent a large portion, I think there's the other side of it. I think some men are, in fact, I don't know if we want to use the word intimidate, but repelled because all they offer is money. So if all you offer is money
And I already have it,
and you already
what
have
else?
it, then now you know you don't have the necessary things
But hold on.
to keep her.
But let's add why.
Yeah.
Let's add why.
Now, let me read this from RCB. He said, how about character, stability, an encompassing, heartfelt atmosphere, mutual effort for positive progression? How come these things aren't emphasized?
Yeah, they're never talked about. That's why I'd be confused too.
They
See,
never
we are
talk
talking
about,
about
yeah.
success. Yeah, we talk about surface stuff. Like I don't.
Yes, it's all about the bag. You know, what I have, what are my accolades. I have this degree, I have that degree, I have a big mansion, I have cars, I have this, I have that. It's never mentioned about the person's character, or it's never mentioned that. I know you can't pay bills with character, but that shouldn't be emphasized to the top of the list.
Yeah.
It's a mask. It's a mask.
A mask.
They're trying to be validated by what they've accomplished, not by who they are. And I don't think they really know who they are. They know what they're capable of, but I don't think it could be from childhood. It could be, mom and dad didn't validate them, and, they just need some therapy. But,
For sure.
but I think when you meet someone like that, you just need to step away, because you can't fix them. You can't, create. It's like there's a verse in the Bible: you can't put a ring in a pig's nose and make it beautiful, something like that to that degree. But, that's like wisdom. Wisdom is important, and you have to, knowing who you are is foremost the front thing too. If you know who you are, you're not going to be bothered by this and stuff like that. You're not going to be treating other people like that. You're not going to try to have them tell you who you are. You're going to know who you are.
I agree.
I think the issue is that people want to operate as human doings, but don't want to be human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're worried about.
Exactly.
They're worried about what they like. Vanity is a sin. If you're doing things because you want to have people view you a certain way, you're sinning. You're trying to put on this image, look a certain way, because you know that people are going to see you a different way. So you're operating as a human doing, but you're not being a human being, And I think, and fifth, hopefully you agree with this. I think the problem, like this severed, like this connection between men and women today, is because men have to understand women to get women, So like whenever like we have to like already know this list of things that they have required for us on average, I guess. But women don't have to understand how to get men. They don't have to like understand what they want in order to attract them. You know what I mean? And I think it hurts them because the women are worried about their looks nowadays, and they're worried about obtaining the man.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about retaining the man, which is a big difference. They'll get the man and obtain him for a short period of time, but then won't have any skills to retain him, which means keep him after sex.
Yeah.
Did you hear what I said?
I think another thing is to not be afraid to be alone.
No.
I think if you're not afraid to be alone, you carry a certain air about you that's attractive to people. That's why married people are attractive to single people who are like leeches, but you know, but having a quiet confidence is very, very important. And look, if you want to know how other people see you, ask people that you're closest to. If you could describe me, what would you say about me? How would you describe me? Now, there's bold people that'll put that on Facebook. They'll say, you know, describe me in one word. Describe how you know, just ask your kids if you could change anything about me, what would you change? Ask your children, even your little children. Look, they are very, very honest. Yeah. Ask your children, ask your nieces and nephews, ask your grandparents to describe you. And look, you're going to get a loving, honest answer. Well, you should get a loving, honest answer. You know, so you can go look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, this and that, you know.
I think the one thing I want to add, just to kind of like land my plane in this topic, is the fact that, you know, and I'm a believer, of course. So, you know, people are going to seek validation in other people, you know, and we're all broken anyway. So why would I seek validation? And why would I seek to be validated by another broken person? Doesn't make any sense. So you seek your validation through Christ. You know, he'll validate you. Yeah. You get it through him, and then when you get it through him, you have that peace. You have you know who you are on the inside. So that way, if the world tells you you're this way, you know you're the other way. You know, like you're on the straight and narrow. Yeah. I think the problem is that we seek, you know, attention and to be validated by our siblings or even our parents. You know, other people, the social media, it's very toxic, and it can like throw you for a loop if you don't have your marbles in order. You know, it's really important to gain wisdom. You can only do that by seeking out Jesus, in my opinion.
You know, we talked earlier about how someone's behavior, how they treat someone has a large part on how someone receives you, right? And so I think a lot of times when someone is hit with, I think sometimes people think that if I just acquire more things, then I'll be better for it. And that's not what happens. I remember Will Smith, he's like on this video, right? He's talking to a whole bunch of actors, Samuel Jackson. And, you know, and this speaks to an insecurity that he has. He said he felt like, and this may speak to a different topic, he said he felt like if he just was the best actor on the planet, then no woman would hurt him. That don't protect you.
No.
Earlier we was talking about Megan, right? Mm-hmm. Everything that Megan is, that don't protect you. No. Because at the end of the day, you're still a person.
Yeah.
And we have full autonomy we're autonomous human beings. We're autonomous human beings. We could one day have a good day, and then the next day have a bad day, and we are not what people, and we're not the person that we was yesterday. And somebody could say, man, what happened? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? A person's emotions can leave and go at any moment. You know? So that's not what keeps someone. I think when you're happy with yourself and who you are, and you know who you are, you know your worth, then it may hurt when somebody hurts you, yes. But you can survive that. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
You know? Anybody get, Ren, I haven't heard you for a while. You got anything to comment on what we was talking about? I just want to make sure you're included.
No, I get it. I'm just listening to everybody's opinion, but no, I don't have anything to add. But gosh, it's been all around the board. But no, yeah, about the whole, when she said about the femininity thing,
yeah,
and you were asking earlier about like are we just naturally feminine? It can depend on how you were raised too. That has a big part because I survived in a lot of. I'm feminine now, but I lived in masculine. I survived in masculine energy for a long time.
Okay.
So it took for me to say I don't want to dwell here anymore, due to the fact of I've lived in survival mode for so long. So I didn't know how to be feminine. I didn't know how to let my guard down. I didn't know how to step out of survival mode. So that was another thing that didn't allow me to be in that space. So when I would be in a situation or meeting a guy, that's why I say he would be like, "Oh, you're masculine," and it's not that I wanted to be in that space, but that's where I lived for so long. So, I had to teach myself how to be feminine because I didn't. Like, I have a bonus mother who is very feminine, but my mother is very strong. Like, she's not masculine, but she's very strong-willed. She's very opinionated, and she doesn't back down. So I've seen it from both sides.
Okay. This brings me to something here because I just want to understand. I think women were taught this word strong, and it hasn't been defined from a societal or community standpoint correctly. So it's been incorrectly defined. I'll unpack this. So women who are soft think that that's being weak. They think that weakness is following a man's leadership. Not all, but I'm saying this is what's taught. They think that knowing how to, some things are just knowing how to read the room before you speak. That doesn't mean that you're weak. You know who's good at doing that or should be doing that? Men. You have to know how to read the room. Knowing how to read the room actually helps you in terms of safety. It's a vigilance and awareness that men must have when they walk into a room, in any room. Knowing how to read the room right before you say anything. That's not weakness. I think sometimes we define strength as being argumentative, being confrontational, being loud and rambunctious. I would tell you that the loudest person in the room is the weakest one. But the one who sits back and observes, that's the strong one. You know? A person once said, a wise person once said, the war is not won by how many weapons and that you could launch. The war is won where all you need is just one weapon.
Knowing how to use it.
Thank you, Meerkat. Say it again.
Knowing how to use it. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
Right. And that all. Go ahead, Meerkat. I'm sorry.
How many movies are made about stuff like that? William Wallace,
Plenty.
If you watch Game of Thrones, I don't know that there's a lot of battles there.
Yeah.
But you can, take a weapon and take down the leader. That'll stop a battle too.
That's true. Let me go ahead and drop it.
And you saw certain warriors like I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, where they do the games in the arenas, and they pick certain weapons, and you look at the guy, the warrior down there, and it could be two of them, or he's one against three or four, and each has their own particular weapon that they can wield, and they will mess you up,
Yeah.
But it's knowing how to use it, knowing what to do with it.
Yeah, it's about precision. It's not so much the biggest weapon, but it's also the right weapon and know how to strike at the right time. And what I'm saying is that if a woman is picking her times on when to speak and not speak, it doesn't mean that she's weak. If you always have to be the one to get the last word, always the one to get the first word, always the one to speak all the words, that doesn't make you strong either. You know, so I think that a lot of things that were taught to young women as far as being strong, it's not strong. What they're being taught is defiance. Mm-hmm. Defiance is a big difference between strong. Defiance doesn't tell you that you're strong, because a man could be defiant in his marriage. That doesn't mean that he's strong. Let me give you an example of defiant. He's made a commitment to only be with this woman and this woman only. So he's going to defy those vows and cheat on his wife. He's going to defy those vows and those agreement that he had with his wife to only put himself as the priority in the marriage and over his family. That's not strength.
No.
And when a woman does that, that's not strength.
No.
So I think there's been a miseducation to both our men and our women, to the women who they're taught to exude that, and to the men who are taught to receive that. Because a lot of men think, I need to go get me a strong woman. And when they get this strong woman, what they get is a fight, but not necessarily a strong woman. Anybody want to speak to that? And then I'm gonna play the last clip.
Yeah. They think it's, like I said before, like I said, repeat what I said again, attitude and just confrontational. And they think that's being, and they think by being dominant is strong. And just like you said, fight. Because all it brings is strife. All it brings is like not respecting a man's standards. It's like the respect is big before the love, right? So so she's, by her being dominant and her being with attitude and confrontational, it doesn't bring peace to your home at all.
Mm-mm.
All it does is bring regrets, strife, headaches. The guy wants to sit in his car for 30 minutes, don't want to come home.
That means he doesn't have any peace at home.
No,
stop and get a 6-pack on the way home.
But a lot of women, a lot of people, I won't say women, but a lot of people thrive in chaos.
Yeah, speak to that. Speak to that, Red.
Hello.
Red, go ahead. Speak to that. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people thrive in chaos due to the fact that they don't know how to handle peace. Like, if something isn't wrong within their day, it's not going right. Some people can't find peace and happiness at any point in their day. Like, even if you wake up, they're like, oh, I woke up and you woke up today. Be happy with the fact that you woke up. Just because you have a bad moment does not mean that you have a bad day.
Yeah.
And so people just don't know how to be. Some people just don't know how to be happy. They feel like if their day is going too well, something's wrong.
That's sad.
It is sad, yeah.
I know somebody like that personally, but we're not gonna speak on that. But I do know somebody. I know a few people like that. Like, they can't. Their day is not right. If it's going too good, it's wrong.
Yeah.
Those are the people that you run far from. Oh my God.
Facts.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, so he agrees with you, Ren. So yeah, let me play the last clip here, because yeah, you're right. How you handle conflict connects to the whole thing about chaos, because Ren, and I'm not trying to pick you up, but you did say something that I want you to be mindful of in the future. You do realize that men and women, not all men, but men and women are going to handle conflict with their mate differently, right? So if you get into a confrontation with your man, and in that moment he may not want to address the problem, there's a way to handle that. I think sometimes when we're vetting people, we need to ask the question, when we're vetting them before we get in a relationship, how do you, because I've done this in my past, how do you handle conflict? Do you want to deal with it right then? Or do you need time to calm down, observe, and then we'll talk to about it later? Some people can handle it right then and there. Some people need 5 minutes. 5 minutes is a metaphor. 5 minutes could be 5 hours. Now, as someone on the receiving end, are you okay with that level of conflict resolution if that's going to be what it is? That's a decision you're going to have to make at the dinner table.
And I've dealt with that. It's been times where I'm like me as personally, I will allow things to build up and build up. I can speak on it, and it's like one ear and out the other. And then I'm like, okay. And they keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And that's my fault for allowing it. And then once I've had enough, I'm like, yep, that's it. And then it's the whole, okay. And then they're like, okay, and they're done. They don't want to talk. And it's like, no, let's talk about it, because I tried to have a conversation with you in the beginning. You didn't want to have a conversation. And now that I brought it up and now I'm at my boiling point, now you want to get mad because you feel like I didn't handle it the way that you think that I should. But I've brought it up to your attention for multiple times, and I felt like you blew me off. So now that I've expressed myself in a way that is displeasing to you, now you want to be mad. Now you want to shut down and you want to walk away. And I'm like, no, let's talk about it. And you're like, no, I'm not talking about it. Okay, well, go.
Well, I guess it depends on how many times somebody shuts down. Because, some people are passive aggressive. Mm-hmm. There are people who throw a rock and hide their hand, right? There are people that I know that say they don't like confrontation, but they throw a rock and hide their hand, meaning, okay, I don't like, when I hear that, sometimes that could turn into, I want to say what I got to say, but you should be able to not respond to it. That's unfair.
Right.
So I think that happens in this whole intimidated, not intimidated, because a lot of things, in my opinion, are projected. And so we're going to get to this last clip, and this is going to basically, I saved the best for last. This is going to basically just really draw down the whole meaning behind this topic, and I want to get your opinion on this, because this is good.
We hear women come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are, and they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that unfortunately is what it takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationships that men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow, we make it different every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing.
Why
you didn't say no.
I'm just gonna,
all that, bro. Didn't say nothing about.
I can tell you
This is about a larger point. This is not about her as an individual. We don't hear I'm successful, I got my degree, and I've been in therapy the last 3 years working out my issues. I just bought a house, and I also identified my childhood trauma and it took inventory over my baggage, and I got it out the way. Oh, also I'm loyal. My time management is on point. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm considerate. We never hear any of it. What I hear is when say that y'all act like, when men say that y'all have turned into alphas, what we're talking about is the worst parts of manhood. Y'all have taken it on. Now, the problem with men is that we won't admit that those are the worst parts of us too. But shorty, y'all have taken the worst parts of what it means to be successful, and y'all wear that like a badge. Look at what it's done to us. If you need an example of what it looks like to only live in your accomplishments, look at the black men around you. You in a city full of them. Look at how devoid they are. Look at what it took them to get to where they are. Look at how underdeveloped some of them are emotionally. This is what you want? Is this what we're gonna do, to let accomplishments be band-aids for that?
Wow. Is he a therapist?
Nah, but he cooks like a chef. I tell you that much.
I'm telling you what, he's honest.
Yeah. What's anybody's response to this? I want to hear what y'all think, because some good things got said there.
His calm voice, it speaks loudly. He wasn't hollering, he wasn't screaming, he was direct. He was calmly direct. And you can respect someone like that. I try to be direct. You know, when I'm talking, I don't know what would y'all say about me? Do I come across as a strong woman? No.
You know, what I really like about what he was saying was, to me, what most people consider strong is not strong. How he was saying, like a woman saying, you know, I've been in therapy and I've been trying to learn myself. To me, that's strong. Strong is not saying you're perfect and you just got to deal with me. So I like what he was saying, honestly, because a lot of people, they get confused. You know, to me, strong is being vulnerable. Strong is admitting when you're wrong. Strong is sometimes you have to take the back seat. You know, being strong is showing up on days you don't really want to. Strong is not, I'm just going to do what my flesh wants, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Kind of going back to the Bible and all that. It teaches you that your flesh will always mislead you. So I like what he was saying, how, you know, a woman coming to you and saying, you know, these things are wrong with me, but I'm working on it. I think that's strength on a whole nother level, in my opinion.
Brother, man, let me go ahead and drop a bomb for you, man. Wow. Zacchaeus, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, when I listen to what he's saying about that is always leaning on accomplishments. Accomplishments is one thing. The Bible says there's a time and place for everything under the sun, right?
Yeah.
And accomplishments is, it's good to have it, but when you solely focus that's who you are, and that's you don't focus on, well, you're not a humble spirit. And what turns a person on? What turns a person on? What makes a man that has standards admire a woman, not just for her beauty, but admire her for her. But you know what he admires her for? Wow, she's humble.
Yeah.
She's approachable. She's easy to talk to. She's not just leaning on just accomplishments. She don't have a nasty attitude that's unapproachable. What the Bible talks about. She's a prudent woman. Talks about jewels. Talks about a good woman is more precious than jewels.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lean on material things that the Bible says don't talk about, things that are stored on this earth that moth can get to it, it can rot. Lean on things that are heavenly things that are that can last longevity. And what's longer than material things? What lasts longer than the material things? Because you could have all the accolades, all the big mansions, you and your significant other have all of that. But if you don't have respect and love, all those things mean nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It means nothing, and you separate anyway, because the focus was on the wrong thing.
Yeah.
On the wrong thing, and I'm a land right there.
I agree 100%.
Yeah.
He said we take the worst parts of man and that gets copied. And he talked about when a man puts so much focus on his accomplishments and what he has and the material things that he has, that he becomes emotionally unavailable He's saying he doesn't want that for women. Isn't emotional availability one of the top things that we hear right now in the social media space that women are saying that men don't have? So do we want women to have that too?
Not at all.
No. I don't see where you grow where two of us are the same, per se.
You don't.
At all.
I'm not saying that a man should be this way. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying that these are the things that men have gone away from because of the pressures of what you should get. The pressure is, brother, go out there and get that bag so that you can get that woman. The problem is when he finally gets that woman, what kind of man is he?
He don't know what to do with her.
It's all transactional, man.
Yeah.
And Meerkat, what kind of woman is he going to attract?
Not someone he really wants. Not what he thought he wanted.
Or wants him for him, right?
Right. Right. She's only going to want him for what he's got. It's materialistic.
And when he loses it, what else does he lose?
He loses a part of himself that he didn't realize he had.
But what does he? But if the woman is with him for the particular woman we're talking about, if the particular woman is with him for what he has, and he loses what he has, what else does he lose?
He loses his identity in his head.
Okay.
Right? Right? I mean,
but but he loses the woman, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. He'll lose her.
Zacchaeus, peace out, man. I know you gotta go.
Peace.
Yeah.
I gotta leave here shortly too.
Yeah, but that's what I wanted to get down to. And that, but I like the fact that he talked about the character. Character is so important. Let me go a little further. You could be someone who has a great relationship with the Lord, right? And you could be biblically sound. You can have everything you're supposed to do, right? In terms of serving the Lord. But, you still got to have good character.
Yes.
So good character is still going to be required regardless of where you are in your spiritual walk.
Thanks.
I waited till the end to say that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people out there who've accomplished great things, who've done great works, but they are not good people to be around.
No.
That is not good. A lot of us are alone, not because we choose to, but because our behavior chose it for us.
Right. Have y'all heard the saying, the talent is writing checks that the character can't cash?
Yeah. That's some real stuff,
You see that in professionals, preachers, you see that. They have a talent, but when their character comes out, it's not cashing those checks that the talent was writing because it's bankrupt. You got a zero balance checking account that these checks were written on. And at the root of it, who is supposed to teach a child all these things? A man. Who's supposed to teach a child, a boy, to be a man, a girl to be a woman? It's supposed to be their parents, and sadly, that's not what's happening in the world today. I mean, my mom wore the pants in the family at our house, and it was 4 of us, and we really did not we loved our mother, but we did not like her. She was just, it was hard. It was hard. She was, my dad was quiet. He was passive, and I don't know. It was hard. She was so sweet she worked at the school in the reading lab, and she would she had the greatest rapport with children from really bad childhoods. You know, they had bad, not good home lives, and she was so loving and sweet to them. But like at home, I mean, she was just just a different person sometimes. Not She wasn't abusive and mean, but she wasn't she didn't like, I would clean the house I would spend all day cleaning the house, and it was never, you did a good job. I can't find anything. And that's what I would get from her. You know, so I grew up, you know, doubting myself because she just didn't appreciate. I wasn't appreciated. I didn't feel loved. I didn't feel heard. Or so you shut down, you don't talk, you know. And so anyway, but who's supposed to teach? Who's supposed to teach us? You know, that growing up to become this person that's a sound, balanced adult, a man, a woman.
Well, hopefully it's the elders in our family and in the community. You know, and I know everybody doesn't have the same system network, but the thing is, when you acquire that wisdom and knowledge as a person, like me or you, Meerkat, then that means that it's our job to now teach it to the next generation.
And that's what I always try to do wherever I worked, driving Uber. Oh my gosh. I have so many stories of picking up these young, some of them were teenagers, you know, and some of the conversations. So I always tried to share things that I knew that would help them, and they so appreciated it. You know, the young guys that I picked up, their main goal was they wanted to work for themselves. They didn't want to work. They wanted to have their own business. So, I mean, I would encourage them and, you know, look here, look there, you know, this information, that information. And you're right. I mean, there's always every day you have an opportunity to speak into someone's life, to build them up, you know, to encourage them. And you never know. I'm telling you, you never know. I've walked up to people, can I pray for you? And they would just start crying, you know. I would pray for them and they start crying. People are desperate for some help, some good help. And y'all probably know what I'm talking about. How many times you've been in Walmart or somewhere and, you know, you just get an inkling to go speak to that person, say something to them.
I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna get to Ren and Ron. So I think this is what we got down to, because we're gonna wrap up the show, right? You know, are men intimidated by women or just not interested? I would say that both things can be true. They can be, and we were able to kind of see that in the clips that I mentioned. There are men who definitely could be intimidated by a woman unprovoked. And it could be because there's something going on in their personal life, the man that is. But if it's provoked, then I need women to stop saying that. So we have to know the difference. For the men that are able to maneuver around this, I think men have just learned to just be more selective. I wish Beyonda was in front of the mic, because something that Beyonda spoke to that I wanted to wait to answer to, and that is men used to allow certain women in their life because they didn't have any standards.
Yeah.
And I mean internally, we've had standards on looks. She had to be pretty. She had to have a nice body. That was all we required. And if that's all the standards you got, then as a man, you don't have standards at all.
At all.
Your standards can't be visually based. That's not what a standard is. That's a preference. But that's not a standard. A standard should be how someone is, what they do, how they act, how they treat you. Like, a standard should be integrity, honor, respect. A preference would be pretty eyes, big butt. That's a preference, but that's not a standard. And we have to know the difference. Ron, you go ahead, brother. You speak to that.
Nah, I agree, but I think the biggest issue, to be honest, when we talk about all this dating and stuff like that, I think a lot of time people dating, they're dating with a lustful heart. And we all know lust can never be satisfied.
There
So
you
if you're
go.
dating somebody based off of physicality, you're at some point more than likely probably gonna lose interest because spiritually you're dead and you find something else that's physically appealing, you go on to the next. Vice versa, men and women deal with that issue. So I think what it does, it develops a spirit of greed where nothing's never good enough. And I think if people fix that part of themselves, they would find much more meaning in dating versus all this surface level stuff. I think that's why so many people are hurt because they went into something with a heart that's not pure, and then they get bad things from it. And they just think, oh, everything's bad. It's like, no, your spirit was dead and you went into a situation not, allowing God to lead you. So I just think that's where all this confusion and stuff comes from, honestly.
Rand, you have anything to say?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Beyond, I don't know if you heard anything. There's some good things going on.
Yeah, I heard most of it.
Were you able to hear that last clip?
No.
Let me play it because you need to get that before we end the show. Because that was really good. Let me go to it.
We hear women come up and talk about how successful they are and how intimidated men are, and they never say a word about their character. And I just can't help but think about how turned off women get when men lead with money and lead with accomplishment and end up having nothing but unavailability and coldness and lack of emotional development, because that unfortunately is what it takes to succeed in certain career fields. You can look it up. And for some reason, women think that the success that they've amassed has somehow happened without them becoming devoid of a lot of the personality and relationships that men are devoid of. And they flex their accomplishments and money the same way men do. And somehow we make it different every time. Every time. No disrespect to you, but you didn't say about being a good woman. Nothing.
Why
You didn't
would
say
she?
no.
I'm just
Fuck
gonna-
all that, bro. Didn't say nothing
I
about.
can tell you what.
Why would she say?
This is about a larger point. This is not about her as an individual. We don't hear I'm successful, I got my degree, and I've been in therapy the last 3 years working out my issues. I just bought a house, and I also identified my childhood trauma and it took inventory over my baggage, and I got it out the way. Oh, also, I'm loyal. My time management is on point. I do what I say I'm going to do. I'm considerate. We never hear any of it. What I hear is when say that y'all act like, when men say that y'all have turned into alphas, what we're talking about is the worst parts of manhood. Y'all have taken it on. Now, the problem with men is that we won't admit that those are the worst parts of us too. But shorty, y'all have taken the worst parts of what it means to be successful, and y'all wear that like a badge. Look at what it's done to us. If you need an example of what it looks like to only live in your accomplishments, look at the black men around you. You in a city full of them. Look at how devoid they are. Look at what it took them to get to where they are. Look at how underdeveloped some of them are emotionally. This is what you want? Is this what we're gonna do, to let accomplishments be band-aids for that?
Beyond.
He's definitely right. Paul talks about, I don't remember what book it was, but he talks about how he'd rather boast about his weaknesses than boast about his strengths. And according to Bible standards, you're most strongest when you are weak. When you're humble and you come to the Lord with a humble heart and you say, Lord, I can't do this for myself, that's when you get strength,
Sure.
And so you don't get it when you think you have all the answers. You think you have all the answers, you don't know anything, So to his point, that's what I'm talking about when I'm responding to like the accomplishments. I got all this, I got all that. but they don't ever talk about like what it took for them to get there, or like what their struggles they had to get there. Like people will identify with struggles. I can't like really relate to someone who has all the success and talk about all the trophies and badges because that's all for show. But at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah.
And I think women have seen what men look like. Men are very prideful about what they've earned. And when women see that, women are going to see that and think, okay, I need to do that too, so that way they can like me. Which is the total opposite. And instead, they're attributing the negative parts of what men are, and they're bringing it into the dating marketplace, and it's become a virus to where now women on average, or more on average, that they're becoming more like men. They're like leading with the money and the success, thinking that it's going to attract us, but it doesn't. Yeah. But also, if they're learning from men, that's not really good on our part either. Men, we kind of enable it. I don't know if you've seen the first Spider-Man movie with Tobey Maguire, Fifth.
Yes, I did.
There was a scene. Now, obviously, like we learned who actually killed Uncle Ben, but at the time, Peter Parker, he let that burglar run past him, and afterwards, his uncle got killed by that burglar, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Whereas if he would have stopped that burglar, maybe his uncle would be alive.
Yeah.
So my thing is, with men, we see the problem coming head at us, but instead of like stopping it and giving wisdom and whatnot, we let it go by us, and then it ruins us in the process. That's what I think.
Okay.
All right. Hey, anybody got any let me get everyone's last thoughts, okay? Who wants to go first?
I can, because I need to go.
Yes.
The Bible tells men to love women. The Bible tells women to respect men. So if God felt the need to speak those things, to direct to want man and a woman as to how they are to their spouse, then we need to take that seriously, as to not fall into these topics if we keep having discussions about intimidation and these personality flaws, and it's not profitable for life. What does it profit you to be chaotic? What does it profit you? What is the payoff? What are you collecting, scalps, or are you collecting trophies? So looking at our motives as to a relationship is very important. And I think something to think about, help other people along the way with wisdom.
Yeah. Who's next?
I'll ask him real quick, but I just think, like I said, in internal success, you deal with the worst parts of yourself and you become a better person. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like that'll help a lot of people. Like you said, a lot of people dealing with trauma and things that they haven't dealt with. And like success is it means everything. Everything they got inside don't mean nothing. And I think that's what's hurting a lot of people. My best advice to people is to, if you believe in God, talk to God, and don't be worldly. When you be worldly, you'll be confused, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anybody else? Go ahead, Ren.
I would say like a lot of people use their accomplishments as a way to make up for their lack of emotional availability. That's a topic for another day. A lot of people just say, well, I have this and I've done this and I've done that. But how are you as a person? How do you treat people? You've done all these things, but you're evil, you're rude to people, you don't consider, you have no empathy, no sympathy for anybody. It's what you've done, and they boast and brag about it, but that doesn't make them a good person. And then they always want to say, I'm a good person. You're a good person because you accomplish things or because your heart is good.
Yeah. Beyond, go ahead.
I would just say we're living in the days of Noah again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that boat is almost finished building. So it's important for us to focus on the important stuff and to stay focused. The signs are gonna come, and then that'll be it. No more chances, no more this, that, and the third. It's really important for us, and for me as well. I'm saying that to myself as well, to just focus on the important stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty good show. I appreciate everyone for coming. I don't really have a final thought, but I think y'all final thoughts were good enough. And I think what I've said before, that kind of was my final thought. So I think I kind of said what I needed to say. So I think it was pretty good. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Remember, every Monday on 5th General TV, 5th at night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central. For those who follow me, let me get everybody's social handles if y'all want to promote something. Go ahead, promote yourselves. Y'all got anything going on? Y'all want to let people know where they can reach you? Anybody else want to? I know, Ron, you have a following. Go ahead, man, if you want to let people know where to get at you.
At the bottom right there, Gentleman Ron. You could follow me on IG and just follow my IG. All of my handles are on my IG page. So yeah.
I've actually been following Ron for the last 4 years on socials. So
really, okay.
Wow.
Mine's just the Beyond 285.
Yeah, we've had plenty of conversations.
Okay, I didn't expect that. All right.
I thought she looked familiar for sure.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to say, in the show. I'm like, hold up, Ron. Okay.
Yeah, it's me. Hi.
What it do?
All right, thanks for coming on, Ren. I have to have you again on here if you're available. I have to have you on here again.
Everyone.
Yeah. Beyonda, go ahead, Beyonda.
My TikTok and Twitch is the Beyond 285. I don't have anything on there yet, but it'll be coming on there soon.
Okay, Meerkat, you have anything you want to promote?
No, I'm just I have my Facebook page and Instagram and TikTok. I'm just a I'm not promoting anything. We do have Airbnbs down here in South Louisiana. So down around the fishing capital, down around Venice, Louisiana. We have those down there. So check them out if y'all would like to come down and see the lower part of Louisiana.
All right, Ren, you have anything to promote? And then I'm gonna make an announcement for tomorrow.
I don't. I'm revamping my page, so I have a hair and skincare line that I'm revamping everything. So
nice. Well, when that's going on, we're gonna have to launch that, all right, and promote it here. So yeah, once again at the 5th General TikTok. TikTok is 5th General TV, YouTube 5th General TV, Instagram, IG, Twitter at the 5th General. For those who follow me on TikTok, because I do my lives every Tuesday and Thursday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 12 Central. The topic for tomorrow, for Tuesday's TikTok Live, is the gender war programmed or learned through pain?
Oh, wow.
So that is going to be,
nice.
Yes, that is going to be for my TikTok Live tomorrow afternoon.
I'll be there.
I'll try to be on there too.
There we go. Once again, the topic for tomorrow's TikTok afternoon is the gender war programmed or learned through pain?
Wow.
So you got to follow me on TikTok to see that live. If you miss it, the replay will be on 5th General TV YouTube on Wednesday, okay? So once again, 5th at night, every Monday live, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 Central, all right? Y'all take care. Be blessed. Y'all take care of yourselves. All right.
Nice to meet y'all, Ren and
Nice to meet you too.
Ron.
Nice to meet you as well.
All
Okay,
right.
you have a lot to say, Ren, so never be quiet.
There you go.
All right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Peace
Thank
out.
you.